Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your girl out here greased up, you feel me? Glowing like a god, cause I is one. Look, y'all, but look. That's another story for another moment. I wanted to hop on here and I wanted to talk about something that's really kind of, I feel like, been agitating my reality here lately. And that is this concept that working harder ain't gonna help. You feel me? Hold on. Let me turn this out. Cause I already feel it. I already feel me getting hot on it. You feel me? Already feel it going. So look, working harder ain't gonna help. So like I said again, this been coming up a lot in my own personal experience and in the students that I've been called to help here for the month of August. And the reason why this is coming up, I feel like it's because I'm supposed to be telling y'all and sharing that spirituality low-key is counterintuitive, okay? The things that you think that's gonna help ain't gonna help. And probably what I'm gonna suggest you to look at or suggest you to explore or suggest you to do is gonna be counterintuitive of what you already know to help yourself, right? And this is why. The reason why most practices in spirituality seem counterintuitive to the reality that you're experiencing is because the makers of the reality that me and you live in, whether we want to call it Western culture, then white people, the people in charge, whatever, the people in charge, then flipped everything backwards. Everything that we know to be true is not necessarily not true. We just got the booty end of the awareness. And the reason why everything is flipped instead of completely changed is because those people who are in charge, those people who have made it possible for everybody to live in westernized culture, live in the same spiritual context that you and me do. They live in the same spiritual world that you and me do, which means that, yeah, physically and financially, they might control this, they might run this, but spiritually, they don't run nothing. They abide by the same rules that we do, which means they can't change no rules. They can't make nothing different. All they can do is prolong your understanding of what's happening in your reality. All they can do is prolong my understanding of what's happening in reality. But they cannot change reality itself. They can impact it, they can impede it, they can hinder it, but they can't change it. And so because they can't change it, they say, you know what, we just gonna confuse everybody. We're gonna tell them black is white and white is black, and then we just gonna prolong their conscious awareness, their enlightenment, right? Because we already know we going to hell. We already know we ain't going nowhere nice, and so we just gonna make their trip harder. We gonna make it take longer for them to get to where they want to be at. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I think it's very important that everybody should know working harder ain't gonna help. We've been taught that. But it's counterintuitive for me to tell you and for you to believe, man, let me just sit down and do nothing and see what happens. Let me just sit down and regulate how I feel and use my emotions as momentum instead of my feet. That sounds counterintuitive. It does. But based off of what I just told you about Western culture, that everything is backwards, you should now know and believe that Western culture teaches me to work harder, and the harder I work, the richer I'll become. Well, if Cousin Ruji said they done flipped everything so they can confuse us because they live by the same rules that we do, that means, maybe does that mean, even if I don't believe what Cousin Ruji say, I can at least get curious because I've been strapping up my boots, I've been working harder, and I keep getting the same results. So the least I can do is see what sis talking about, right? And what sis is saying, well, damn, if they confused everything and just made everything backwards, I wonder if I'm actually supposed to work hard, or if working hard actually makes you what you want or gets you the money that you want or the business or whatever you're working hard towards. I wonder, could I work smarter? Would that work? I wonder how would that flow into my situation? You see what I'm saying? Because working harder ain't gonna help. Right? What we learn in spirituality is that what you focus on grows. So if you only focusing on this is tough and I always gotta stick my foot in the mud and strap up my boots and stick my foot in the mud and try, and I'm always tired and I always gotta do it, and I just got to wait on my word, and if ain't nobody else gonna do it, I gotta do it. If you keep thinking that, you gonna keep creating more of that. But if you say, I'm pretty. I'm pretty. And, you know, universe, I want that right there. I want that right there. And, you know, this is what I'm going to do to get there. And, you know, we gonna ride that out. And I'm going to stay consistent with that. You're going to love on me. I'm going to love on you. And then we just going to do that. If you create more of that, you're going to get more of that. But if you create more of that heaviness, you're going to create more of that heaviness. Which is why working harder ain't going to help. Stop believing the hype, family. Stop believing the hype. Your purpose in life is to not break no generational curses. It's to leave a legacy for you and your people so everybody in your family can eat. Your purpose in life is to have fun. And if you too busy working hard all the time, when you gonna have time for play? When you gonna have time for experience? And y'all not finna cap on me and be like, oh, she's saying that we ain't supposed to work hard and we just supposed to play and live it up. Don't cap on me like that. You got common sense. We talking balance. We talking harmony. We talking 50-50. But working harder ain't 50-50. A lot of people negate their 50% of playtime, of freedom, of curiosity to work harder, to create more, because they think if I neglect, if I cut out in my present moment, in my adult life, if I cut out play and free time and curiosity and instead opt to use that space to work harder, then eventually, because I cut that space out, it'll just show back up. Like, how does that make common sense? Please tell me. Because we tell ourselves as adults, I'm going to work hard now so that I can reap the benefits later. But what you can't do in this present moment, you can't do in a future one that don't exist. So if you can't learn to just be still, appreciate what you've created already. Appreciate what you've accomplished already. Right? If you can't appreciate the present moment and look at what is instead of what ain't, it don't matter how hard you work. That's not setting up. That's not securing your future. Because if you can't play and then take on harmony, peace, and balance and focus on not only the work you want to create, but your enjoyment of the process getting there. If you can't do that in the present moment, all of that hard work is for nothing. Because when you get to that future moment and you actually might have the time to sit down, it ain't going to feel good. You're going to feel empty. You're going to feel like, damn, I done got all the way here and I'm still unhappy. Or you ain't gonna never reach that moment. You gonna keep working. You always gonna be working. You feel me? And so if you can't create happiness, if you can't create peace, if you can't create play in your present moment, and you only believe that working harder is the answer, you're not gonna get what you want for a future moment that don't even exist, family. Don't fall for the hype. Working harder ain't gonna help. Don't believe that shit. Working harder ain't gonna help, because what you focus on grows. So if you focus on working harder, you're only gonna create more opportunities to get used up for work. That's it. The universe gonna use you up for work, because this all you keep talking about with the universe. This all you keep telling the universe about. So the universe automatically assume, well, shit, I guess they want that, so I'm gonna give them that. But if you say, yo, not only am I working, I create space for play. I create space for my emotions. I create space for spirituality. And you start to focus on all of these facets of life, including your work, including your career, including what you're building. The universe is going to give you more of all of that. More of all of that from a positive perspective. Working harder, how we've been conditioned to look at it, is not from a positive perspective. It's from a negative place. We've been taught to work from a place of lack. I don't have it, so this is what I got to do to get it. But work should not be that way, right? Any type of work should not be that way. All right, family. So look, I know it seems counterintuitive, but working harder ain't going to help. Working harder, doing more is not going to get you the emotional security that you want, the spiritual practices that you want to participate in, and the mental peace of mind that you deserve. Working harder ain't going to help that. Right? And if you want to figure out, like, okay, bet, I hear you, sis, this resonate and this shows up in my life and I've been trying to handle it, but I might need some help. I might need some support. That's why I'm here. That's why I made this video. Cousin Ruja got you, big dog. You feel me? Not only do I offer one-on-one coaching that gives you 4 months of side-by-side support from me, I'm currently facilitating and supporting a 4-day retreat, which I give you direct access to me, where you can see how I live, where you can see how I not only download this information from, you know, the universe, God, because we all have access to this and it lives inside you and me, called wisdom, right? You get a first-hand look on how I get this wisdom from the gods, bring it down into my reality and apply it into my everyday life. You'll be able to see how I mess up, how I let things flow, how I give myself grace, and how I give myself tough love by being my mama and my daddy, by reparenting myself, right? So when you do the 4-day retreat, you get all of that snapshot. But look, we got so many opportunities to heal and connect together, right? So I said one-on-one coaching, which is a full 4-month program. We got the 4-day alliance retreat, right? Where you get full immersive days living with me and seeing how I get down and how I create all of this magic. Then we got the Abundant Living Gurukul, which is a spiritual university where you can take courses at your own pace. Okay, step-by-step courses at your own pace. And then we got the oracle readings, big dog. So if you need to be led, guided, and directed by someone that you know and trust, come holler at me. I got you. Because oracle readings are divination tools. Oracle readings is those moments when you drop down to your knees and say, God, give me an answer. But God give you some answer in some motherfucking Chinese and you can't read Chinese. Okay? Oracle readings is like, we ain't reading Chinese. We getting your people speaking directly to you and they finna tell you what's up. No hidden language, no codes, no nothing. We just in there. Okay? And so there is space, there is opportunity to get with yourself, to be with yourself, to love on yourself, to know that working harder ain't the answer and that in fact working smarter is. And now if you don't know where to start and working smarter, come holler at me, big dog. But quit being ugly like that out there. We don't got time for that. Until next time, I love you, man. Peace out.